Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, Sash Reads, and this is my November wrap-up. So, in the month of November, I read 14 books, I believe. So 14 books. One of them was a DNF though, but it was over 50%, so we'll talk about it. I didn't really do any stats, so bear with me. Looks like 6 audiobooks, 3 arcs. I don't know. I'm sorry. No stats this month. My favorite of the month would either go to the either to Little Fires Everywhere or even to The Assassin Thief, or even to The Boy from the Mish. And least favorite book, probably the DNF, which was the second Wheeler book, or even Caldorus by Lynette Noni, which is very frustrating, but let me talk about that soon. First of all, I started off the month with reading.
I've only just realised that this particular book was published by St. Martin's Press, so we will not be reviewing or talking about this book because we are boycotting St. Martin's Press because one of their employees is doing really disgusting racist stuff. Anyway, if you want to research more about it, Google is free. But just so you know, yeah, I won't be talking about this book and any other books that I find out are published by St. Martin's Press and any of its imprints. Cool, bye.
I then read Magic in the Mountains by Mary Warren. This was an arc, so thank you so much to the author for sending me. So this was more of a paranormal dance by this author. She has written some beautiful books in the past, which were more contemporary, but this was set in the 90s, and you've got this girl who is working. She's kind of like a wanderer. She doesn't really have a set home, and she wanders from town to town to make ends meet. And she's staying at this hotel, and she's working at this diner, and the hotel manager is kind of a creep. And while she's working at the diner, she meets this hunk of a man, and turns out he is a bear shifter, and she herself is actually a witch, and a very powerful witch, but she doesn't really know that. The witch that we met in the contemporary series by the same author has a bigger role to play in this book, and I really enjoyed this. I believe I gave it 4 stars. Could have been a 5. Oh no, I did give it 5 stars. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It was short, it was sweet, and yeah, bear shifters. So if you're into that, definitely check out Magic in the Mountains. There's lots of plus size rep. Julie is plus size, and then you've got Abe, who is a plus size man as well. I then read Rise of the Witches by ML Jewell. I do have a vlog for this. I'll link it up above for you. I think I gave this book 3 stars. It is a debut. It's an indie author who's based in Brisbane, Australia, and I really enjoyed it. I think it did really well for being a debut. You can read more of my thoughts about it. Read more actually on my Goodreads review, and also go watch that vlog if you want to hear more thoughts about it. I then read The Assassin Thief by Madeleine Tavou. Now this is a debut novel about this morally grey main character, and I absolutely loved it. Pretty sure I gave it 4.5 stars. I then went and met Madeleine at Supernova. Really enjoyable YA fantasy, and if you liked The Keeper of Night, I definitely suggest checking out The Assassin Thief because it has the morally grey main character vibes, and yeah, very enjoyed it. I then read Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. Pretty sure I gave this 4 stars. For the most part, I was enjoying it. I feel like it was getting a bit like long-winded to actually get to like the fun parts or the exciting parts of the novel, but then the end it was like bam bam bam. So yeah, like I think I will continue the series. Like we've only got the 3rd book out right now, and it's supposed to be like a 7 or 9 book series. Currently the 4th book is supposed to come out next year, but who knows. Yeah, I met Jessica Townsend at Supernova as well, and I really enjoyed meeting her. We had a nice chat. So yeah, if you want to see my Supernova adventure, check out the links below because they're all in the same vlog. I then read Saving Veriko by Victoria Aveline. I've been reading this series with Merbs Bishes, the Discord, and it's been really fun. We have like dedicated sprints where we all read the same book, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. This particular book though, it's my least favorite of the series so far. I thought it would be more about saving Veriko, not looking for the friend. Yeah, it was just a lot of the woods or whatever, and like that was fun, but then I was just really like, girl, just mate with him. Like seriously, who cares? Like you're on an alien world now. It's a lot different than Earth. Like just get over it, sort of thing. Hopefully the next book won't be as like eye rolling, but who knows? Like there's just so many storylines you could get with an alien romance. So yeah. I then read To Kidnap a Princess by Katee Robert, and I really enjoyed this. This was a sapphic pirate novella that Katee wrote for the Dangerous Tides Kickstarter by Bonkers Romance. And yeah, so you've got the pirate captain and you've got the runaway princess. They were supposed to meet like 10 years into the future, but the pirate captain never came, and so the princess pretends to get kidnapped so that the pirate queen could come save her, but then she actually does get kidnapped. So once she gets saved, lots of hijinks ensue, and they go onto like the next realm where you've got the Wild Run. Is that what it's called? The Wild Hunt, maybe? But you meet Bowen, who is in the main character of Katee Roberts' newest series. You've got Hunt on Dark Waters. So yeah, that was really interesting to read. I really enjoyed it. I love Katee Robert. I love her stories. And yeah, it was really nice to just zone out and read some sapphic love. I then finished off The Book Eaters by Sunyi Dean, which was, I think it was the August Full Moon Book Club pick, but I never got around to finishing it, so I finally finished it off last month, and I really enjoyed it. I think I'm giving it 4.5 stars as well. I'm enjoying books about motherhood. Like, you got the main character, she's a book eater, and she is running away from her past with her 5-year-old son, who is not a book eater, he's a mind eater. Most book eaters, they kill mind eaters when they're born, so she kind of runs away with him. Her past is catching up to her, so she's trying to find a cure for her son so he doesn't have to keep killing people. And yeah, it was a very interesting story. I don't think I've read anything like it, and I'd love to read more by this author. I think her bio said like she's an autistic author, which I thought was really cool to see that diversity. And this was another sapphic romance in here as well, so I'm loving all the sapphic vibe. I then read and DNF'd Wheeler, the second book, just because I know I'm not the age demographic, but I don't know, there was just something about it. There was a lot of poop and fart jokes that I'm not into that anymore. Like, I think my kids would love it, but I just don't. And I was just kind of like, ugh. I was just getting through it for the sake of getting through it. I'm like, no, I'm not enjoying it. I'm just going to DNF. So I did. And then I picked up Caldorus by Lynette Noni. And this is the epilogue stories to the Majoran Chronicles, and I was severely disappointed. It clearly felt like a cash grab. I was talking to Lynette Noni at Supernova, and she said she didn't even know that this book was happening. The publishers kind of told her that she needs to write it, sort of thing. And that was earlier this year. We've got 5 or 6 short stories focusing on 5 different Christmases leading up from the end of Vardasia. Like, I enjoyed Alex's story. I enjoyed seeing Nikes again. I don't think we really needed an Avon story. Like, I enjoyed his story, but it felt like he was getting a redemption arc. And for a character who eats hearts for fun, I don't think he really needs a redemption arc. So there's that. Jordan's story was really not needed whatsoever. And then the last story, yeah, the way it ended, it just gave us more questions than answers, and the author said that she wasn't planning on going back to the story in the near future. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, let's move on. I then read Little Fires Everywhere for Shani's Baby Chaos book club and gave this book 5 stars. There's just something about reading a book about like 2 different families and how they interconnect in this small suburb. Just all like the secrets and lies and like, I don't know, there's something about it. And then like seeing how the flashbacks kind of made to work with what was happening in the town right now with the transracial adoption. I don't know. It was just so good. I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to read more by this author. And I just want to thank Shani so much for making me read this book, because there's something about her recommendations that I love. I then read The Twisted Ones for Jan's Full Moon Book Club, and I gave it 4 stars, but I think it's more of a 3.5. It's this like portal horror book about this girl who has to clean out her just passed grandmother's house, who was a bit of a hoarder, and she finds her step granddad's journal, which talks about like the twisted ones, and it was kind of scary. But yeah, it was a bit of a spooky horror book. Don't know if it's the best introduction to T. Kingfisher, but I'm excited to read more of their more popular books. I then read Something More by Jackie Kalele. Was a fun YA contemporary about this 15-year-old who's about to start high school. She is Palestinian Canadian, and she also finds out she's autistic. So trying to keep with her like Palestinian heritage, and then also trying to work through the first year of high school, finding out she's autistic, just trying to mesh those 2 together, as well as trying to make friends and thinking about your first kiss. And it was really enjoyable. I'm not a big fan of YA contemporaries, but when I saw this on Libby, I just knew I had to pick it up. I'm so glad I did. I really enjoyed it, and I went and followed the author on Instagram, and I just can't wait to read whatever else they write. And then last but not least, I read The Boy from the Mish by Gary Lonesborough, and this was 5 out of 5 stars. Thank you so much, Meredith, for finally making me read this. This is a YA queer contemporary about these 2 First Nation boys here in Australia, and they live on the Mish, and it's about how they fall in love with each other and just their summer. And it was really nice reading this coming up to Christmas, because this was based around Christmas time. And yeah, you've got all of the tropes that come with the coming of age queer story, but I still really enjoyed it. Definitely think it is a book that everyone should read. So yes, those were all the books that I read in November. Let me know down below, have you read any of them? What's your favorite? What was your favorite book that you did read in November? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos by me. I am doing 12 Days of Bookmas, so make sure to see another video from me tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye!